today we're bringing you something very, very special. I'm super excited about it. Can you see this insane bow behind me? We are very fortunate to have the builder of this amazing yacht. This is ALLSEAS 92 with us, Tim. Ta-da! We are so fortunate to have him. So he's gonna walk us through, tell us some incredible features, what makes this boat a real deal Explorer yacht. Hi, Tim.
Hi, glad to be here.
All right, so we were kind of out here in the exterior having a little chat, and I was like, stop it, we gotta get it on camera. So you guys were saying some awesome things about the bow, and just tell us about it.
Well, my background is in commercial fishing boats since 1975. I've done over 40 of these boats from the ground up, and this is the evolution of steel boat building from commercial into the highest quality yacht that exists in the world. So this is a real deal go anywhere boat. It's called a whaleback design with a high bow. It's basically exceeds commercial class ABS. Very, very heavily built boat to stand, you know, bumping a rock or something that you don't intend on doing, but it's not going to puncture a hole in it. And that's what it's all about. So they're built to travel, they're built to go anywhere. They're rugged, they're seaworthy. Just like the fishing boats that I used to do that all basically found their homes in Seattle and would fish in the near the Aleutian chain in really heavy weather. So that's what it's built for.
Real challenging weather that puts them through the test.
That is correct.
What's the draft of the boat?
This draws 7.2 feet of water, so it's able to do well not only on the West Coast, but also like in the Caribbean where you're dealing with shallower water. So
very true.
It's got 26 feet of beam, and that's partly why it's so stable. It's called a hard shine boat, which just means that it's got square corners under that makes it to where it wants to resist the motion of the ocean. So it's a very good riding boat, even without stabilizers.
I am so excited. All right, follow us. Wow.
So another difference of our yachts is we put an anchor winch on the stern to keep it from basically swinging in heavy winds. Makes it also much, much quieter when you're at anchor.
This is amazing. Look at the size of the cleats here.
And we got an hydraulic windlass, right?
Yes, all hydraulic.
Yeah.
This is built by Pilkington up in the Northwest.
Where does this go?
We have a stern entry that goes into the engine room and lazarette.
Cool.
And that is while you're at dock, you can use this for easy access to the back of the boat.
Perfect, so we can look at it
We can see
later.
it from the other side, yeah.
Okay, all right, come on up to the cockpit. This massive table here can easily sit 10.
Yeah, 10,
yeah,
exactly.
Easy, totally.
Electric barbecue, pull out freezer drawers, pull out refrigerator doors, you know, it's got everything.
May I?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so, oh my goodness. This whole thing?
Yes, that's refrigerator, this is freezer.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. That's a really big barbecue.
Exactly. It's all electric, which is nice.
Yep.
No propane needed on this boat.
Yeah,
so.
that's really cool. The door behind you?
This is an engine room access.
Okay.
Used primarily for emergencies.
Gotcha.
So if you were in the event of an emergency exit, like a fire or something like that, that's one more exit point on the boat.
Rico, are you seeing these? Just insane.
The bollards are heavy, custom stainless. We build every piece and part in the boat in our factory. The boat is solid steel, 3/8 bottom plate, all the way up to the boat deck level, and then we go to all aluminum superstructure.
Are these storage units, or is that just
Yes, all
access?
storage in the back.
Oh yeah, oh, huge amount of storage.
Good amount
Goes
of storage.
all the
Push
way
the
in
spring
there.
to close. There you go.
Yep. Perfect. All right, should we go forward, Rico? Okay, we're gonna walk forward. Look at this.
It's nice to have a full walk around on a boat. It makes it much easier to dock.
This is amazing.
You'll also notice a lot of handrails on this boat, oversized handrails. It's just built really rugged.
Yes, that is the word that I was looking for. Feels like a house. It doesn't move. Nothing moves. Super solid. Wow.
This is the Portuguese bridge here. Just more protection from the wind, more protection from wave action on the boat. And then up front, we've got another full-size anchor winch, which allows us to operate without a chain locker. So you're looking at the real McCoy here. This is what the fishermen love, and they love to layer their chains so they have less problems when they're trying to pull against a 175-ton boat when you're in heavy weather.
Look at the size of this chain.
7/8 chain, one shot, and then we have 300 feet of half-inch high tensile chain, and under that is another 300 feet of galvanized 5/8 cable. So lots of scope means you have less chance of dragging your anchor.
This puts a whole different meaning to safety.
That's just a safety.
Yeah, but it's even that is just, you know,
Exactly.
I'm used to like a little pin on the catamarans, you know. So
350-pound anchor that was built for a company up in Seattle.
Awesome. Are these storages?
Yes, this is where we carry, normally, I don't think this one's outfitted yet, but we normally carry a sea anchor up here and a towing bridle up here.
Got it. Right.
For,
All right.
for tender?
For the tender is on the back deck. We'll show you that next.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the total amount of length we have at the anchor chain?
We have
combined.
690 feet of total combined.
Yeah, that will do.
You can anchor in some deep waters.
Should be
with
okay.
that.
Yep, it'll do just fine.
In the Bahamas,
All
you
hydraulic.
just do 2 turns,
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it. It's done.
Anchor in 10 feet of water, and that's it.
Yeah, if you can find yourself 15 feet in the Exumas.
The windows on this boat are some of the heaviest windows that Pacific Coast Marine up in Seattle has ever built. We typically keep our forward windows are over an inch thick, and on the sides of the boat we dropped a half-inch glass, and everything's dual pane from here back. So we're able to really maintain our air conditioning very efficiently.
Oh, it's just amazing.
Would you, for docking purposes, do you have any wing stations, or you have a yacht controller?
Our wing
or?
station is done with a remote control that comes with the engine, and we do a hardwired engine control remote that has a 100-foot cord on it, so you literally can walk anywhere on the boat that you want with it.
It's the best way.
I find they're more reliable than the wing stations because they're not out in the weather, and you also don't have problems. Forgetting to change stations on a boat can be a problem.
Very true.
Very true. That's a very good point.
So this is the boat deck. We can carry 2 tenders. We have a 10,000 pound rating as far as toys on the boat. So you can put up to 10,000 pounds of play toys, anything from 2 aluminum boats to kayaks to paddle boards and sea-doos, whatever your heart's desire.
Did that register, you guys? 10,000 pounds?
What's the capacity of the davit?
The
crane?
davit is covered right now. That is a 12,000 pound crane. It telescopes out with a wireless remote control, 22 feet straight out. We can launch our tenders off the port, starboard, or stern, which is unusual. You don't see that very much. My favorite is to be able to launch our boats off the stern where you have your swim platform and it's easier access to the landing craft.
You can easily put like a 22-foot tender up on here.
The Heaven's Gate, which is the sister ship to this boat, is in Fort Lauderdale right now, and it has an 18-foot Novaranian inflatable, and then right here it has a custom landing craft that I built, and that's 23 feet long. And it's beautiful because you can drive it up on the beach, drop the front down, carry toys with you or whatever you want. So it's capable of carrying the kind of toys you would want if you're going around the world. Some people actually would put an automobile up here as well.
Oh yeah, you can totally do that.
Little Fiat 500 or something?
Yeah, I've seen that on the North Havens. I just wish you guys could see Rico's face right now. It's totally worth it. It's like he's just going... It's awesome. All right, cool.
I have a 20-foot tender in the water right now for sale if you want one.
Whoa,
a brake navigator.
Well, we have one more level.
Yes.
Come on up.
Let's do it.
This is a party deck too, if you're into partying.
Insane. Yeah, I mean, you could entertain for sure.
Basically, it's a huge Flybridge. We have a 7-person hot tub, the latest and greatest with all the jets and It's got the ozone
Nice.
generator in it. Lots of seating and low tables so that you can put your feet up and really relax and enjoy yourself. We have built-in Corian tables in the front so that when you're off running around, looking around, you can eat dinner up here. A one helm chair, the ability for full electronics. The one thing we were trying to achieve with this boat is a complete cover for this area so that there's no sun on you at all. We find that if you operate in really harsh climates where there's a lot of sun, this area can be hard to manage, and so with the cover on it, you can stay up here for a lot longer.
And enclosure-wise, what is it ever considered?
Well,
for
if
this
it went to
area?
Alaska or someplace like that where you needed it,
Yeah.
then you could put isinglass up here and
Right.
contain it.
Yeah, and it's nicely laid out, so you could easily do that.
You can do the same thing with the stern of the boat as well. You can enclose it in isinglass and put a heater in there if you're up in
Totally.
the Arctic area or something like that
Yep,
with the
you
boat.
can actually spend time there when it's outside. So the view from this hot tub, right? It would be incredible. Wait, just pretend like I'm in a hot tub right here.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh,
In Seattle, now this is one of the testimonies of the boat. I have actually been in the hot tub while it's underway. Most boats, under a hot tub like this, you drain the water before you go anywhere.
Correct.
And in protected waters, we never drain all the water out. In fact, you can actually use it while you're underway. And so that just means that the boat is stable. It
Yep.
does not roll a lot.
amazing. Wow, everything just feels so solid. Just
It is.
amazing. Well, how many people do this? I'm sure I'm not the first one.
No. It's normal. Touch and feel.
The amount of entertaining space up here even is
We
is
got
incredible.
storage underneath.
Yes. All of these flip up and they're totally populated with storage containers and
Yeah, I
ready to
can
go.
see that.
It's really nice. All of our covers are off right now, but normally you keep everything
Yeah.
covered until you actually take off.
Perfect. And this space here could be anything, right? I mean, you could also.
Yes, we have room in here. You could actually put in a mini bar.
Right.
We plumbed it already so that it's you could add a sink to it. You can put a refrigerator, freezer up here.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you use the boat.
Yeah,
Now,
it's all about the application. Can't wait to see the interior. Goodness. I'm already like overwhelmed. So we're in a pilot house.
The pilot house is
Walking
split
along.
into two sections. We've got a nice settee and an entertainment center in the back. And with this settee set up like this, it doesn't interfere with the navigation on the forward side. So it just really takes good advantage of the space.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally imagine like underway and long passages spending a lot of time up here.
I've been on the sister ship to this, and actually when we're overloaded with passengers, which happens a lot when all your friends want to go with you.
Of course.
And I have slept on this under doing anchor watch back here. So
Totally.
it's very
It's-
comfortable. And it's actually was designed that way. You can see that it's extra deep so that you can actually
Yeah, you
use it
can
as a
sleep.
berth as
Yeah,
well.
totally looks like it.
So good for overflow.
Yep.
So we got a chart table here, right?
This is a chart table here with full chart storage underneath it. This is all for navigation, although in this case you're actually looking at the monitoring system on the sister ship, and this is what's going on in Florida right now. So our monitoring system can be accessed anywhere in the world. So we're looking at the refrigeration running on the Heaven's Gate, the ALLSEAS 92 in Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, I have to see Rico's face. I just have to see his face. Wow. Wait, this whole thing opens up?
Yes, this is actually,
Wow.
you open it up here and you have chart storage.
Charts, like a real
One of
chart.
the things you need to do on a big boat is you need to store your charts flat.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we do that here, but we also build a special chart drawer up in the front. And this one is big enough to where you can literally then keep all of your
Oh, I
charts
see it.
stored flat.
Wow, that
right
is
in here. So
massive.
it's massive.
This is so great. Nice.
The boat has got basic electronics on it, a 72-mile radar. It's got full electronics for navigation.
Because you're 6'1", you said?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah, so that's really
we have,
good
another-
headroom.
Another 5 inches above me.
These look like very comfortable.
These are custom STID helm chairs. We have 2 of those, as well as elevated seating here. A lot of times when we're underway, the crew will come up and eat in here as well. So it's nice to be able to spread out on the boat.
How
Now you can
about
get
I
on board.
sit in here and enjoy this, and you guys talk tech?
Talk tech, okay.
Talk tech.
So where's the rudder?
Where's the steering wheel? I have a lot of people ask me, where's the steering wheel?
Yeah, where is the steering wheel?
And so the bottom line is on a boat like this, we delete the steering wheel. It's not needed. Everything's fly-by-wire, so you're going to steer the boat here with your jog lever, which is easy to do. And then suppose you're coming into the dock and you don't want to steer and operate here, then you're actually going to take your remote control here, and you just pull it out as far as you want, and you walk outside with it. So now you have thruster controls, you have engine controls, everything you need is right here to operate the boat.
Awesome.
Well, the advantage of this is that no matter where you're at, you can look straight over the side of the boat and you can see everything that's going on. Now, I know they make cordless units, but I tend to go old-fashioned. I go wired. I don't want anything going wrong when you're docking a boat like this, because 175 tons is in motion and you just don't want to run into
I was just going to ask,
hurts.
what's the gross tonnage on the boat? Too bad my license is not going to allow me to drive this. Not that I would attempt. Wow, this is amazing.
So this boat has twin Caterpillar engines and very, very fuel efficient. We're turning 5-foot propellers, which is part of the reason that it runs on less fuel than most boats this size.
But if somebody really, really wants their wheel, you could just make one, fake one for them right here. Right?
Absolutely.
So they can just
You
feel
have
like,
to have the wheel.
yeah, because I've had those questions. People go like, I just would want to have one. We're like, we can put one up for you. There's no problem.
The only reason I deleted the steering wheels is because on the first boats I was building for the fishermen, one of the first things they would do when they would take possession of the boat is they'd take the wheel off and put it away.
They just take it off anyway, yeah.
And I would say, why are you taking the wheel off? And they says, it's in my way. And I'm like, I still don't understand. Why is it in your way? And he says, you've never been on a boat when it's in heavy weather, have you? He says, because what you have to do is if you're operating up here, you need to wedge yourself into the console.
Yep.
You got to spread your legs out and you got to hang on. And that wheel just gets in your way.
It's in the wrong place, really in the wrong place.
They just take it off and they put it away.
Yeah,
and after a while I thought,
funny.
well, why do I have a wheel then?
No need for it at all. I'm totally joking. I'm just saying like, hey, if you really want one, we can put one for you.
We can. And I've had people ask for it.
Funny, right?
And then we have a door on the Pilothouse on each side.
And the doors are special too. These are called Dutch doors. Dutch doors meaning that the top half will open. So like if you're in Alaska, and that's where they love these, is that you can actually open up the top and they latch open. So now I can be operating, fresh air coming in. It's a nice, nice feature. All of the fishing boats up north use the Dutch doors.
Love that feature.
We have all three, even downstairs, all 4.
That's so cool.
So it
And
works
they're
out good.
fully watertight.
Yeah. Super
Yes,
cool.
these are made by Pacific Coast Marine as well as the windows, and they do some of the finest jobs on windows and doors.
It's just awesome. All right, I guess I have to leave this beautiful seat. Where are we going next, Tim?
All right, let's go down.
All right.
Come on.
I gotta say, you guys, the woodwork is amazing. I mean, just look at this wood here. What kind of wood is this?
This is sapele. It's similar to an African mahogany. It comes from the same family, and it comes from Africa. The flooring is Brazilian cherry wood. That's called jatoba. The black stripe is a special iron ore wood, comes from South Africa as well, and that is called wenge.
Gorgeous. Really, just beautiful woodwork. Okay.
So, welcome to the galley.
Oh, wow. I would love to make a meal in this galley. Wow.
It's kind of a country kitchen.
It's amazing.
Very informal, and that's what this boat is. It's informal, it's homey, it's inviting.
It's very warm. It has that really warm feeling.
But we purposely designed it with wide passageways in here, because a lot of times you're going to have a lot of people in here and you want to be able to pass by each other. I've been on a lot of boats where it's a struggle just to get by somebody. So we try to maintain 42 inches, and it allows people to really get around in here.
Yeah,
but it's got
it's
everything.
beautiful.
It's got dual woof ovens, the cooktop, ice maker, trash compactor, wine cooler, pull-out freezer drawers, which are awesome. These are so nice for storage.
Oh, these are freezers.
So these are freezers here.
So I'm all about opening up stuff in the galley. So
We'll open up
love to.
anything you like.
Okay. Oh, I can live in this fridge. Are you kidding
It's just
me?
not for long.
That's amazing. Wow. This
Oh, you
is
get more.
all. What?
Yeah, so this is all refrigerator here. And then mated to it on the backside are 2 more. And the pull-out drawers on the backside are all freezers with refrigerators on top. So you literally have 4 full-size refrigerators. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Around this more.
6 freezer drawers here, plus the ones on the back deck.
How long can you be out of the grid? Like, what's the capacity of the boat?
A long time. Depends on how many fish you catch.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could tell that you can stock up for a while. This could be a really good provisioning on this boat.
At some point, you just need to find space for trash. That's probably the biggest problem.
Yeah.
That's why the trash compactor is so nice, because we're able to, really contain a lot of trash without taking up a lot of room. So.
Tons of storage.
Lots and
I'm
lots
just
of
going to
storage.
snoop you guys. So wait, this is fridges, and there's more fridges around the corner, you said?
Yes.
What? Freezers.
More storage.
Oh, everything just feels so nice. Really, this nice.
And again, this boat is built here in California.
Yes, it was. It was built right here in San Diego.
Ah, awesome.
The sister ship I built in Seattle. I built up there for almost 30 years in Seattle. Yeah.
2 dishwashers, like a double.
It's
with
a double.
2 drawer.
One for clean and one for dirty, if you know what that means.
These are awesome. Yeah, I really like. Rico and I have crewed on a boat that had a double, and I love using them because I feel like it's, instead of running this massive dishwasher, you're always able to run one. And
Exactly.
I like the drawer dishwasher,
Yeah,
especially
they're
on the
great.
boat, actually.
Really great. I have like a teeny mini dishwasher on my boat. It's this big. Really this big.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing on a boat. Look at the sink. Oh, wow. I mean, if you just take a photo right here, it really, you could be in like a high-end home. You can't even tell that this is a galley. I mean, it's a really full-blown, full-size kitchen. It doesn't compromise any kind of comfort. It's got everything you could need. So trash compactor here, really nice wine cooler.
Everything has C-locks on them,
Yep.
and let me show you how they work.
Yeah, do it.
So all you do is you slide them this direction,
Yep.
and then they flip
Got
open.
it.
Those
Nice.
are all special made for the boat.
Oh, beautiful.
Even our refrigerator drawers all have that, so that
That's awesome.
the last thing you want when you're in really heavy weather
Yep.
is things flying out.
Yep.
Had that happen,
Yep.
not on ALLSEAS.
And behind, you've got a double oven as well.
Double ovens all set up there, storage underneath, storage back here.
Tons of storage, you guys.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I love it. Just amazing. Yeah, it does feel very, very warm. It has a really nice
We find this
feeling
is the
to it.
real gathering spot on the boat.
Totally.
When you get a lot of people on board, usually whoever's cooking is basically entertaining, and so this tends to be the most popular spot on the boat right here. So that's what I
totally
love
see
about
that.
it. Very informal, but
And
very
it's
entertaining.
center. It's the center of the boat. It's the center of where things happening. I totally see. I mean, well designed, well laid out.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
I love the color combination too with the orange.
It's a really nice
leather.
orange, I agree. Yeah, really like it. Should we check out the salon?
So we're just finishing up, and his custom furniture hasn't arrived yet, but this room's going to be so nice when it gets in.
I was going to ask, I was like, it feels like it would have more furniture. I'm
We
not
have
usually
more
the one
coming.
to say that.
Yes.
But I was like, it could have more things. But okay, got it. So
We
there's
saved
more.
the best for last. That way we won't damage it during construction.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of storage everywhere, you guys. And look at this here. Let's talk
yes.
about this.
Custom monitoring system, non-proprietary, goes with the boat. You can actually see what's going on with your air conditioning, your alarms on the boat, all your tank levels, even your engines. You can see exactly what's going on the boat. And this is on all the computers of the boat. And so you literally can be in your stateroom watching what is happening on the boat. So you know everything that's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah, and he's got like this other fancy screen right there, and he's just like tick, 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 tick. It's very high tech. You feel like you're on this boat, and it feels kind of a classic, and you don't even expect to have all this.
It's a good marriage. I call
Yeah.
it a marriage between the old-fashioned boats and the new high-tech boats.
Very.
And yet I
this is
did
insane.
it in such a way to where it's easy to maintain. There's a lot of people ask me all the time about, well, is this proprietary? What am I going to do in 10 years if it breaks down? And that's why even the software, the source code goes with the boat, and it was designed in a standard language that anybody can use, and so it's easy to actually make changes and make upgrades in the future. So that's something that you need.
And like you said, it's great to monitor things ahead of time before they break so you could tell, right?
It's just like the heart monitor at the hospital. You know, you're looking at not where you're at, but where you've been. And that's what you want on your engines. You want to be able to glance at it and see how things are cycling, what cycle times are. As an engineer, these are all things that at a glance you spot problems before they become big problems. And so that's what you want.
What kind of crew does this boat require?
A minimum of 2. You need an experienced skipper and you need 1 deckhand, and that's the minimum.
That's a very minimum.
Yeah, and we've run it that way before. We can
Really?
operate the boat with 2 people. I tend to want at least 1 person in addition that's helping to handle lines.
Yep.
So I would say, you know, a lot of times we'll have the guest on board help as well, and then operate it with 2 people.
Yeah, well, I mean, the remote station obviously makes it easier on the skipper, but you still got to deal with this massive lines and cleats and.
So it depends on if you want a chef on board, or
right.
if you want a stew on board that's going to make beds and stuff like that. So it depends. We have 2 cruise quarters, so in our cruise quarters we could have 3 on each side. So we could carry 6 if we wanted to.
Yeah, maybe for parts of a passage having a chef when you have more friends coming, and then I would love to cook in that galley. All right, so we're going down below. Oh, there's all of your switches right here.
Yeah, we keep all of the crucial breaker systems local and right here where it's easy to get to. And one of the things I do that's a little different is each stateroom has its own panel as well in their closets. So like if somebody uses the hairdryer and trips a breaker, you don't have to go up to find a master panel. You can basically take care of your own needs.
Brilliant.
So it also reduces your wiring, which is I really like.
So you don't see half-naked people running through the boat trying to find breakers.
Wait,
That's exactly
is this a day head?
That's storage. That's where
storage.
we keep the central vac.
That's a
the
massive
batteries
storage.
for all of our electronics are in there as well.
Oh, you know what?
big
Then let's peek into the port here.
Okay. We have a side entry.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, this is the other 2 Sub-Zeros. Now these are special because they're refrigerator on top, all freezers, drawers on the bottom, which are really nice.
If you guys, I mean, if you're not new to our channel, you know my horror with my fridge. This is like I can't even dream of amount of fridges on the boat, and every single one. I can just have one like this. I would be so happy. If you haven't seen it, you can watch the video right here about my fridge drama. All right. Oh, that's locked as well. Okay, this way.
There you go. You've got it down.
This is insane. So yeah, I could definitely see like a good month and a half of provisioning. You could totally do it. I mean, eventually run out of fresh food, but yeah.
And you do have a day head, actually.
We do have a day head. Okay.
And these are all like pantry?
These are all pantries. Place for your canned foods, your cleanings.
Once you run out of fresh food, this is where you go. Oh, this is amazing. Oh yeah, there's a day head right here. Nice day head. Super cute. And that connects to
That's just more storage.
Oh, it's more storage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Oh.
Be a broom closet or whatever you want it to be.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I really don't think I would. Wow.
Ready?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
There's more. All right, let's see the staterooms.
For guest staterooms, I think they're really nice.
Oh, whew.
We call this one our family VIP stateroom.
Yeah.
They've got a full queen with full walk around, and they can sleep 1 child here, and if you have 2 kids, that folds up and turns into bunk beds.
No way.
Yeah. So,
This portion, the back.
yes, it does. Folds up, and we have a support leg that goes down, and now you can sleep 2 kids here.
Very cool.
It's also just very, very large as far as the amount of space, but it's equal in storage everywhere you look. It's just got lots of storage.
And this here?
These are for art, and we have some art pieces we're going to
They're coming in here.
There's no port lights in this stateroom.
Yeah.
We're so far forward on this, we feel like it's a safety hazard to have something that exposed, that close to the water.
So this is going to have a nice little art
So we're
piece.
just going to put art
Yeah.
in this one area.
Just like a sticker of a really beautiful scenery. Pretend like you're looking out. I'm kidding. I'm totally
I thought about
kidding.
putting computer monitors.
Yeah,
in there.
just
That's
like-
and then you could actually have cameras from the outside.
From
there.
outside.
And so that's another
Hey.
thing. It's actually wired.
It
for
is
that.
really cool, actually.
You could see then where you're going.
Or
Yeah.
you just have a nice campfire, you know, if you want to.
But you wake
can
up,
do anything.
you wake up or whatever in the morning, and you actually looking outside without looking outside. But you are. I mean, I really like that. I think that's pretty brilliant. It's a nice solution. It's a nice height of the bed. It's not high. It's like nice and low. It's beautiful. So
really
it's got
large head.
Yeah, it's got a nice
And
head.
we didn't spare anything when it
That's
came
sweet,
to the
yeah.
marble work on the boat.
Yeah, it's
Sit-down showers. This is a real expedition yacht, so a lot of times you cannot stand up and take a shower when you're in heavy seas. So this one
That's
you
correct.
can sit down.
I know people go like, "What is the, the bench for?" I'm like, "Well, you haven't been in the heavy seas. You don't. Taking a shower is a challenge." Oh, it's beautiful. That looks like some heavy-duty marble.
All 3/4 inch marble, 3/4 inch granite. The boat needs weight because it's deep displacement, so we don't go with lightweight, thinner material. We'll go with really heavy stuff.
Jim, that looks not like a standard toilet.
No, this is actually a headhunter toilet, and then on the top side, what we're using is a Toto toilet seat. So this gives you a full bidet, and there's a remote control that goes with it, so you can get a front wash, back wash, or a deodorizing blow dry.
Oh, there. Oh, okay. Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Too much information?
No, hey. It's important. All right.
In the foyer, we have a laundry center, so this is just storage for the laundry.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
we have
wow, it's big.
we have a full size. In here's the washer and dryer on the
Oh,
boat.
totally full
So
size.
this is the guest laundry. We also have crew laundry in the lazarette, so
Nice.
the crew can do theirs in a different area.
Perfect.
This bulkhead right here is very special. It allows us to pass a damage stability report.
That's what it looks like.
And so in the event of a major failure on the boat, if you had too much water coming in, you would close this. We can flood any one major compartment totally full of water and the boat can still go home. And that's something that's very rare.
If that doesn't make you feel safe to go like majorly into unexplored areas of the world, that's pretty amazing.
You're going to have your family on board. That's what you want.
Are these equal?
These are both identical. And you'll notice that it's a ton of storage. We have storage underneath, storage on the side, storage everywhere on this boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna open all that once you go this way. I mean, you don't have to fight about cabins on this.
No,
on
you
this
don't.
boat. And we haven't seen the master yet, so this
You might
is
be
just,
fighting over the master.
Yeah, this is just the guest cabin. So, okay, hanging locker. All right, it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. Like all of that there, all the drawers.
Yes.
And over there.
There's all drawers. Yeah, that's plenty. That's
So if you
really
want to
a
go
lot.
on a 4-week charter with this boat,
Easy.
no problem.
Easy, absolutely, yeah. I could totally fit in here.
You don't have to live out of your suitcase on this boat.
No, it's
No.
pretty amazing. And the head, on the marble is pretty spectacular.
Interesting faucets you choose.
It's really pretty. So you've got all of this storage as well here in the medicine cabinet. Yep, and all of that down below as well.
Yep.
The shower is about the same size.
So this was the port guest
Yeah,
cabin.
so
These are both exactly the same.
we were going aft. This
Aft
was
in the boat, we
port.
have-
This is a starboard. Can you guys tell how quiet Rico is? I think he's just taking it all in.
I'm observing.
Yeah. Just... Okay.
So now we're
Oh.
in the
So
crew
this is
area.
one of 2 crew staterooms.
Well, you definitely like your crew. Those are really nice cabins. Oh, and I like how you put it separate.
Kept the sink out.
I really like that.
Because a lot of times you might have one person in the shower or using the head,
Yep.
and the other person can be outside.
Since they're equal, I'm going to show the starboard side.
These are definitely also doable as an overflow cabin.
If I
Like
would-
one, if you have 2 crew and you could
That's what I
totally do it.
think. Especially when it comes to bunk beds, the kids love them.
Totally.
And so, like, if we have a lot of young boys on board, they're like, "No, I want to sleep back
I
there."
want to sleep here. Exactly.
And a really good amount of storage for the crew.
Those are like crew / overflow guest cabin almost because they're just as nice.
Even the showers are
Yep.
full size. We try to maintain almost 36 inches in our showers.
Look at the storage.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, that's massive. And there's one right there, look. Right there.
That's, oh wow, yeah, that's a deep storage.
Ooh. Oh, this cabin has a lot of storage.
Yeah, even in the back of the head, there's really deep storage.
Look at all that.
Out there.
Rico, look at all of these.
We also put the air conditioning units for both cabins in here so that the guests don't have to listen to the air conditioning.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what do we have? A head, not a head really, that's
A stern.
that's a stern. I'm all turned around here. What do we have ahead of us in the stern of the boat?
This is a very nicely designed engine room. I think you'll like it.
The heart of a boat.
Come on in.
Wow.
Come on, flip off the air conditioning. There, now we can hear. So stainless steel workbenches, which hasn't been broke in yet, as you can see.
Yes, no scratches, nothing
Yeah,
on them.
exactly. But huge toolboxes, not only in the lazarette, but in the engine room for every kind of tool you can imagine. We have the twin C18 Caterpillar engines in here, all continuous duty ratings on this. The custom monitoring system, so you can actually see everything that's going on the boat, as well as we've got our refrigeration package over in the corner, 4-ton compressors, all custom built so that there's no proprietary information or systems on the boat. We try to keep them down to a minimum.
Yeah.
Can't get away from it totally, but it's all just standard off-the-shelf parts for this boat.
How long did it take you to design this this system that you have, the monitoring system? I know you're upgrading it, I'm sure, every boat you build, but how long did it take you to initially?
Well, you know, it started almost 20 years ago for me. I'm using National Instruments LabVIEW to design and do all the software, and that's what a lot of engineers and scientists use. So it's a rapid development center. And each boat is very easy for me because all the software comes with me. So I take the previous project, import it into the new boat, and then just make the necessary changes. So it's very, very easy.
So they initially started a long time ago. Like
yes, exactly.
Wow, that's so cool.
I'm one of the few people that actually have a multiple monitoring system. So we use one solid state removable, which is nice. You can actually pick it up and take it out if you need to take it into your stateroom. And this one drives all the other monitors. And I actually can come in, it's a touch screen, so I can actually come in, and if I want to take a particular screen, for example, if I want to take the starboard cat, I can just touch it here and I can bring it back to the home screen. So what I've done is I've taken another screen and I've pulled it over here so that I can make changes on it. And when I'm done, then I can go ahead and place it back where the other one came from. And I can do that with all of them. So it makes it really handy. Like right now, I just took the monitor from there and I've brought it back over here. So that's how you can manage multiple monitors, is by rotating and bringing them back home. The theory behind this is that by having multiple monitors, more information is visible. I don't have to come in and flip through pages and tabs to look for the information I want. The engine right there will have 1 hour's worth of data being displayed graphically, scrolling across the screen like a heart monitor. And so you literally can see where it's at, where it's been, and all the features of the engine come to life.
Well, I can definitely see why people trust to take this kind of boat completely, you know, deep offshore and feel safe. And this is absolutely incredible. The space in the engine room is amazing.
It's very comfortable.
Yes.
We have 5,000 gallons worth of fuel right here between this tank and this tank. And then we're standing on an 1,800 gallon tank. We carry over 7,000 gallons of fuel on the boat. And the secret to this boat is the way we've prepared the inside so that it doesn't rot from the inside out. That's the most common problem you have with a steel boat. So by having all integral tanks in the engine room, it makes nice platforms for us to build off of, but it also preserves all the steel in that area. So there's no fuel, you know, if there's no fuel up against it, you have to worry about paint, you have to worry about keeping everything clean. So that's what makes these boats pretty much last forever. I mean, you maintain them and you just don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, it's nice, and the height to work on the engines and everything is pretty
You can actually
awesome.
get under our engine. You can get to both sides of our engines.
It's
and we
impressive.
purposely do that because on a commercial boat, you basically need to be able to work on systems. You don't want to pin your mechanic in where he can't get to different parts on the engine. You'll also notice that our bilges, they're basically faired and painted. There's no sharp corners down there. Everything has been set up to where water gravity feeds down to the bottom, and from there it goes into what I call a bilge box in the next compartment. So even when you have water coming into the boat, you know, dripping from something, it's all collected in a box and it's not sitting in the bottom of the boat.
How would you like this engine room, Rico?
Oh my God.
It's just drooling.
I mean, obviously we have a way smaller boat, and you should check me out doing an engine service on our boat.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we call it engine room yoga. Right here is the video. Okay,
Yeah.
what else we've
I'd
got?
love to do an engine service on these engines,
Yes.
actually.
Oh, it's so easy. Even the fuel components have been moved over to the inside here. This is fuel polishing, fuel filtering, and our racors for the main engines are over here where they're easy to get to. It's like, don't make it difficult, and we contain anything that might spill. We put environmental pads down. So maintenance is everything on these boats.
Yeah, if I might point this out, you have like a real tub built around, so if you spill anything,
Exactly,
it's contained.
it's contained. It's not going to go all over the boat. Because most people, when they're changing fuel, that fuel's dripping into their bilge when they're trying to change their filters. And the bilge is an area where the bilge pump is going to pick that up and it's going to throw it overboard. And we don't like that from an environmental standpoint. We want everything contained, and so it makes it easy to maintain the boat that way.
Tim, you said the boat is fin stabilized, right?
Yes, we have quantum zero-speed stabilizers.
Zero
on the
speed.
boat.
And where are the fins located?
The fins are located underneath the cruise quarters.
Got it.
So,
Got
and
it.
they're huge fins, so being zero speed, they're oversized so that they can help keep you from rocking when you're at anchor. On top of that, behind us then, we have 3 different generators on the boat, 2 55 kWs here and here, and then these also provide the hydraulic power for the boat. And so what we do is we drive our hydraulics through clutches off of the generator sets. So it's fully redundant, and it only operates then when you turn the switch on and these things become active. So the bottom line is that the generator can sit there running power 24/7, but this is not active and not turning until you need it, which makes them last a long, long time. So very quiet as well. A lot of them are on the engines, and so you can only get your hydraulic power when you're basically running your main engines. With ours, we can actually supply power for the davits, the anchor winches, and all that. At the flip of a switch, we can activate them and bring them online. The other situation where these come in handy is like if you're in the locks of Seattle and you've got cement walls on both sides and you literally have inches between you, and you need to use the thrusters to keep you off of that. These things are operating at 1800 RPM, so you have full thrust while you're running them. And they'll run 24 hours a day and they don't get hot. We're using skin-cooled tanks, and so there's no heating issues. So at the flip of a switch, you've got 75 horse thruster in the bow, 75 horse thruster in the stern. You can literally go sideways with the boat.
Awesome.
And so it makes managing the boat very easy in very tight situations. So that's what it's all about.
That's really cool. That's a lot of
Amazing.
boat, yeah.
And then you have a backup generator, right? Or
Yes.
a night generator. Oh,
The nighttime generator is over in the far corner, and that is a 26 kW. That is a Northern Lights. And that's for nighttime use when you don't require a lot of power and you just want the boat to be a little bit quieter. But I tell you, we run these things 24/7 a lot of time. You might have high demands for air conditioning or something like that. You just don't even notice them that they're running on the boat. You don't really even hear them.
So that staircase behind you, Rico, goes to that
okay.
emergency
That is an
access.
emergency exit. That is
the
also
cockpit.
a crew entry in case you're in an area where you don't want the crew mingling with your
Going
guests.
through, yeah.
So the crew can come in and out of there while you're operating the boat. Its primary purpose is an emergency fire exit on the boat. And we have a stern exit in the
Stern exit.
lazarette, which is extremely handy. This is one of the first boats that are this series that I put them on. And I couldn't believe when I started operating it how many times you need to bring oil into the back of the boat. Or suppose all the guests just dropped off all their suitcases and your crew's got to put them away. They come
Just
through
go
here with them. They don't
straight
have to come
into-
down the staircase with
Well, that's
them.
a great point.
And so
Straight
we
into the
literally
next
drop
one.
them on the back deck, and then the crew will start bringing them through, staging them. And so
I
it makes
didn't
it-
even think about that. That makes so much sense.
it
That's
does make a
great.
huge difference. We're also using Toyotomi boilers, which is almost unheard in the marine industry. They're starting to become a little more popular, but I'm probably one of the first guys that used them on a boat. They're diesel fired with all stainless steel components. They're built in Japan. A lot of people that have these in the Arctic and in Alaska use these to provide on-demand hot water for the houses. We use one for potable water, so you can take showers that last forever and you don't run out of hot water. The second one is if you're in really cold weather, our chilled water loop system that air conditions the boat then reverses and the boiler takes over and turns it into hot water loop. And now all of the air conditioning unit on the boat become heaters rather than air conditioners.
So
So it's very, very efficient.
So it's a tankless system.
It has a 5-gallon accumulator in it, all solid stainless. A lot of the boilers nowadays, like the Wabastos and the Hurricanes, are using cast iron, but this one is all stainless steel. Very, very dependable. We've been using them now for almost 20 years and we've had great luck with them. Well, you're looking at 460 horse per side, and that's a continuous rating. A lot of people use yacht ratings, but on an expedition yacht, you really don't want to get into that. You want to know what it's capable of putting out 24 hours a day. So these engines max out at 460 horse per side, and we're basically turning 4.5-inch shafting, but we're also running on rubber. This boat, basically, these engines are very quiet because of the way they're mounted. The vibration on the boat is almost non-existent because of the way that these engines are mounted. In order to achieve that, you have to use a system like a Poseidon drive, which we get out of the Netherlands, and that basically gives you a drive shaft that has the ability to move. So now your engine can move, and it pushes up against their thrust block bearing, which is buried back underneath this passageway right here. Behind that, we actually have what's called a prop saver. Those are torque fuses, and if you ever take these gigantic 5-foot propellers that we're turning, we have 2 of them. If you ever jam one with a log or something like that, you'll shear the pins in these, and so it preserves the life of your propeller. A lot of times people break blades off on a propeller by driving a log into it, and these keep you from damaging your prop is what they're all about. So the whole idea is that when you're a million miles from nowhere and you've got your family on board, you want to preserve the life of everything on the boat. And so that's the way we do it. An expedition yacht is not a fast boat. Basically, any kind of a deep displacement boat where you have a lot of boat under the water, you're very, very safe as far as the balance on the boat because you're not at the mercy of the sea, the surface of the sea. But we're limited then by the waterline length ratio rules. And so this 92-footer maxes out at 12 knots and runs comfortably. Its sweet spot is between 9 to 10 knots. We call it its cruising speed.
That's a really nice cruising speed.
Well, when you get down to it, when you're offshore, everybody's got to slow down and do around that speed.
Absolutely.
Any faster than that when you're going across 10-foot waves and you're just throwing everybody out of their chairs. This is what's amazing about this boat. At a 175-ton boat, we're burning between 15 to 20 gallons an hour total fuel consumption on the boat while we're operating the boat, and that's in its cruising speed from 9 to 10.
That's including the generator.
That's including the generator and both engines running at the same time.
And the generators are pretty large. What is it? It's 75 horsepower per generator?
These are 110 horse.
110.
Because the PTOs are driving 75 horsepower hydraulics.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
And then we have the 26 kW up there.
That's very economical.
It's very economical. I've been on a lot of boats that were 60 feet long and burning 50 gallons an hour because they're doing 20 knots. So if you can say, okay, I don't need the speed and I want the safety of a deep displacement boat, this is what you want, something like this.
I mean, like you said, if you're really doing long passages and real offshore, no one's doing 20 knots. I mean, it's not necessary.
Yes, exactly. And the other nice thing about this is that if you slow it down even further, suppose that you're going to cross an ocean. When you get down to 8 knots on this boat, now you're only burning 10 gallons an hour.
Well, that's a big difference.
And so we carry over 7,000 gallons on the boat, and so that gives us a range of well up to 5,000 miles. But just to give you actual running stories that I was on, when I ran the boat from this dock to Seattle, which is quite a run, and we could do that on about a half load of fuel and still arrive with half full. So that's not bad. And that's without stopping anywhere on the West Coast. We did exactly the same thing last summer when we took the Heaven's Gate, the other 92-footer, from Fort Lauderdale nonstop all the way to Portland, Maine. And that's a good run. So a lot of miles, and yet we come in with...
Through Panama Channel or the other way around?
Yes.
Not the other Portland.
Maine.
There you go. But that's a long run.
I had to also go like, wait, yes.
On the East Coast, that's about as, that's almost tip to tip.
All the way up. Yeah, exactly.
So those are runs where you come in and you still have, 2,000 to 3,000 gallons of fuel on board. That's the way you want to run the boat. You don't ever really want to run it where you're coming in on fumes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One of the things we try to do on the boat is to design and build systems that use standard parts. These air conditioning parts are all built by us in-house. We have 4-ton compressors, and they're all driven by frequency drives. And so these can be run off of 50 cycle, 60 cycle, and they don't draw a surge on the boat when you first turn them on. So you'll notice that as they cycle, that they ramp up, they ramp down, and the flights don't flicker on the boat. That's from the surge that normal compressors they
turn on,
draw. In the back of the boat is the lazarette. The lazarette is where we put our water maker, our cord reel, and the crew laundry center is back here as well.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at this door, you guys.
I'll close it for you. There we go. So what you're looking at is, and you know, part storage is something you don't see a lot on boats nowadays, but what we do is we try to carry basic electrical parts on the boat. We're trying to carry all the tools you can think of, as well as nuts and bolts and screws and things that come up every day on the boat. So being able to manage the incidental things keep you from running to the hardware store day in and day out. So we have lots of storage there. We also have the crew laundry center over here. The water maker we enclose, but we also leave it visible. We want to keep the sound down, but you want to see if there's a leak going on. The other thing that's nice about the water makers, if you've ever worked on, they're really difficult to get to. So what we do is you'll notice there's plugs for them on the top, and we basically have 4 bolts that hold it down, and we have quick disconnects on the hoses. And so within 5 minutes, you can literally have it sitting in the engine room on the toolbox.
Really?
And so on long hauls, what we do is we carry a backup water maker as well, already set up the same way. And so rather than trying to carry redundant systems, which are high maintenance, we carry one as a backup system.
Just a backup.
Exactly. So you never get caught. Literally, you can install the new one in a matter of minutes.
What's the capacity of the water maker?
This is 1,800 gallons per day, which works out pretty nice. We've been doing this for several years on another 92-footer that's exactly the same size. And typically we run it for about 12 hours of the day in order to keep up with a completely 12-pack.
Yeah, that's a really great capacity.
Is that the tunnel for the stern?
This is the 75 horsepower thruster for the stern. And we're using Key Power out of Canada makes these units. And the reason I love them is because they're continuous ratings on them. They can run without being overheating 24 hours a day if you need to. So they're really rugged industrial units. The steering system is not proprietary. We build every piece and part in it. We go double the size of the rams, double the size of the materials, so that there's just no way you're going to get caught with a bent steering system and something that shuts you down. Stainless steel components and bronze stuffing boxes.
Wow.
And here we can actually get a little glimpse of the hull.
You're seeing the bottom of the boat right there.
Yep.
And you know what's interesting? Most yachts do not bring their stern up out of the water, and we do. Well, the good architects will get into the design of the boat and what makes a boat like ours run on less fuel than everybody else's. Part of it is the stern. It's harder to pull water behind you than it is to push water. And so it's more important how you let the water go in the back of the boat than actually what you do in the bow. We do excel in both directions. We have a very sharp entry, high bow, whaleback design, but then we also bring it to where it's almost out of the water so that we don't suck a big stern wave behind us. That slows the boat down and also costs you a lot of fuel. This boat at 6 knots, which it does 6 knots at an idle.
Yeah.
Both engines in gear, she's doing 6 knots and it doesn't leave a ripple in the water. 20-foot little power boat will go by us, leaving more of a wave than this thing does. And that's what you want. It's almost like a double-ended boat by bringing the stern up out of the water.
Interesting.
We're also looking at some very interesting fire suppression systems.
That's what I was thinking.
The very first to use them, I think, in the marine industry. These are called StatX, and they're aerosol injected fire suppression systems. They have a 24-volt actuator in them that once it receives power and it's told to go off, then basically it puts an aerosol out in the engine room. We use them and we love them because they're local. In other words, I don't have to go into the engine room and I don't have a high pressure FM 200 system that if you break a line, it floods the whole thing with your FM 200. These things basically work off of heat sensors. We also do our maintenance on them. What you're looking at is a disconnect system for them, so I can actually reach in and shut them down, and then I can go through a complete, let's pretend we're on fire procedure, and wait to see the light go on. If the light goes on, it means that the actuators, the sensors, everything's working properly, and should the switch have been closed, we would now have aerosol going off on the boat.
Got it. Phenomenal.
Just insane. Okay, last and not least, and we save the best for last, where's the master?
Oh, come on, I'll show you the master.
So we have an on-deck master, full beam.
It's very, very comfortable master, built-in entertainment center, has a desk area, lots of granite tops on both of the end tables as well as the desk.
Electric shade.
Electric shades,
Nice.
Lutron electric shades, which is very nice. And then we have every cabinet on this boat in the master will convert to a closet for hanging storage. So if you're the type of person that has a lot of clothes,
Yeah.
we can accommodate that. That's not a problem.
Love it. Yes, yes, I'm the type of person. Yes.
Okay.
Guilty. Wow, so there's got tons of storage here, you guys. Tons right there. This obviously could be a desk or getting
That's going to
ready
be the
or
desk. We
whatever
have
you
a-
wanted to.
We have a little stool that goes there.
just
We're
goes
already
right there.
wired for computers over there. We have networking built into the boat. It's all set.
Massive
Perfect.
TV. This is a nice little sitting area here. Super cute. It's actually not little. You can actually take a
You
nap
can take
here.
a nap on it. It's
Yeah.
also just a great place to read a book, but you have the entire scenic view out this window right
Yeah,
here.
this windows look huge. Look at the view.
These windows actually in really severe weather take a lot of water, and so these are over an inch thick. They're almost an inch and a quarter thick. It took 4 of my guys basically to pick these up and insert them into the boat.
Yes, you've got storage right here as well.
Yes, we
A hanging
do.
locker.
There's lots.
Yep. Ponds. Yep. That's
Yep,
great.
more storage, and then you'll see that in all of these that they have basically rods in them as well. Not only do you get a full, where is it even? I can't remember.
Oh, I like the layout of this.
Right.
Oh.
Here's your cedar lined closet, which is really nice and easy.
That is massive.
That's a bottom hatch for access to plumbing. And so you have the full-size closet for all of your full-size hanging. And then each of these are convertible into hanging storage as well. So literally there's almost 8 different closets that you can hang your stuff up in here.
I love
All
this.
these.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Nice, huh? And then on top of that, we are right in the bow of the boat. So you're actually looking at the hull right through here. That's about 6 inches in from here. So we turn this into shoe storage on the bottom, as well as more storage here. So we literally tried to make everything accessible on the boat and turn it into storage.
I have never actually seen an ensuite forward like this with this kind of layout. It is a really just an awesome layout. The
Right.
way, all of that, I've never seen that before.
We have Carrara marble basket weave down at the bottom, which
Gorgeous.
is like a 3-dimensional pattern, which I love. And this also got in-floor heat. So in the cold weather, it's nice and
Yes.
warm.
Look at the,
This is actually a soaking tub
Yeah, you've
that
got
is
a tub.
functional, and then the sit-down shower as well.
I always say, like, I am not that person, but there are so many people out there like, I need to have a bath. But look at that bath. I wouldn't mind that actually.
That's beautiful.
Just the layout, the way it flows, like the bathroom, it just gives you a perfect amount of space that goes on its own, separate, but this is feels
Another
really big.
bidet.
Another bidet with a Toto toilet seat up on top. More storage, just, again, we're just trying to pick up every last bit of storage we can on the boat.
Wow.
Wow, seriously saved the best for last. This I can't call it a head. I'm sorry. That's just a massive shower. Wow, that's a beautiful bathroom.
Real nice.
This is me drooling. I'm drooling. Wow, this is amazing. It feels like a high-end hotel. Just that bathroom is stunning.
With the right crew, it is.
Yeah, right? Amazing.
Well, one of the things we find with our boats is that if you build a good cruise quarters, you get good crew.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of people that want to jump ship and
Yeah.
come get on these
They
boats
wanna
because
work.
they look at our engine room and they're going, well, I can easily
I'd rather
here."
work here. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey Tim,
How's it
Good
going?
morning.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
We are so excited.
Yeah, you guys ready for a ride?
We're ready.
So ready.
All right.
It's been a long time putting this together.
It really has.
Hi guys, welcome back to NautiStyles. Today is a really exciting day because we actually well, you see this guy, right? You know this guy? He's famous now. We actually get to take ALLSEAS 92 out.
Sea trial.
Sea trial.
Sea trial, we're ready.
You guys have been asking for this and we are delivering. And we told Tim we would not do this without him. So he has to be present and it's really important to the video.
Tim is a sport about it and said yes, absolutely.
Tim's ready.
No problem.
So what are we doing? Where are we going?
Well, we're just going to head down to downtown San Diego, and we're down in Chula Vista right now. We'll be backing it out of the marina and making some turns and heading out.
It's been kind of foggy, overcast, and it's cold the last few days we've been here, but it is gorgeous today. And I feel like I might not need this cool jacket that I brought.
Not yet.
All right, I'm super excited. Let's do this, yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right,
Let's go.
We'll fire up.
Are you guys firing the engines from down here? Okay.
You're ready. Let it warm up for just a couple minutes and then we'll head out.
So you're running only one generator or two generators?
Just one.
Just one,
It's
right?
capable of doing power and hydraulics at the same time, so we just run one.
That's amazing.
If we have a heavy electrical load, then we'll switch to two generators.
Yeah. All
We
right.
can go ahead and do a bump it in gear test.
Mitch, you can use a deckhand here. It's a 200-ton
help.
deckhand.
Perfect. Thrusters.
Nice thruster
All right.
back there.
running.
Give us the word. Are we good to go?
Yep.
All right.
How do you want to take him on? Bottom stern?
Want to do the forward spring first?
Yeah.
Oh, I grab this one then.
Okay. Aft spring.
That's perfect with the controller just up there. You see everything.
You up there? Oh, there he is. Hi there.
Hello.
Yep.
Gotta watch the business here.
Look very small there.
Yeah, I bet.
So this yacht control has a cable, as you guys remember, to keep things safe, and it's not digital. And the captain's standing right there and just driving it. How cool is that? And you can go to this side, to that side. Pretty awesome. Rico, I think I look good on this boat. It fits me. I wish that would be enough of a criteria to get a boat. You just get on board and you're like, yeah, this works. You just,
Right.
I'll take it. Like a shirt you buy.
Look at the prop wash.
Some people have that ability, right?
30 feet on the starboard side. You can bring the stern over if you want to. You're all clear.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing being in Alaska right now. That's what I'm thinking. It's like orcas, humpback whales everywhere, and just bliss.
And there's the mud.
Yeah, a little.
There's a real radical shelf right along these buoy markers right here.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
you
has
don't want to
be
get too close in
careful
there.
not to back into it.
You got like 15 feet on the starboard bow.
Okay, rudder's in the center.
All right, out we are.
Makes it a lot easier with this control because you can just look right alongside the boat. You can see exactly what's going on.
A lot of people are really jealous of you right now.
Yeah.
Like they wish they were playing this video game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like.
You got the steering here, start
Yeah.
and starboard, and your rudder goes here.
Oh, yeah, it
controls
looks
here
pretty
first.
straightforward.
This is the engines right here. Forward,
yeah.
reverse on each side. So it's pretty easy to maneuver the boat when
And
you
the
have
fact
two
that it's
engines.
wired makes you feel like
Yeah.
makes you feel more secure, right?
Right, and having it remote where it doesn't have a wire to it.
Yeah.
You
If
worry
anything
about
goes wrong, and
interference.
like the way we were right now on the starboard
Right.
side, we had very little space there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been fun. Looking
Hello,
good, sir.
hello. It's looking good.
Is
Way
it
to do
really
it.
shallow here? Is that the
Yeah,
is that
pretty
what it
shallow,
is?
yeah.
It's just like super
Right
shallow.
there, it's real shallow.
You really need a high tide, like
At
almost
least a
all-
medium tide
Yes,
for this
medium
boat,
tide, okay.
or we're really having to really crawl
What's
in.
Right.
what's the draft here?
This,
I mean, what's the
well,
depth
for
here?
example, where we were just at,
Yeah.
we had 10 feet, and this is a 7-foot
7
draft.
foot, yeah.
We're on a high tide, so
Yeah.
it gets really close.
And we're not in the Bahamas, so we kind of feel like not hitting the bottom here with rocks and everything.
That's my preference.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the Bahamas, you get like 3 feet, no big deal at all. Like that's a lot.
Right.
We anchor or not, but yeah.
It's hard here because you can't see the bottom.
Exactly, that's
In the
the
Bahamas,
problem.
it's clear. We don't ever see the bottom. We just feel it when
Yeah.
we hit it.
Hopefully not.
But that's the beautiful thing about this boat. It has an I-beam keel under it that weighs 110 pounds per foot. So if you ever do run aground with the boat, it's capable of carrying the entire weight of the boat at any one pinpoint area on the bottom of the boat.
Wow.
So you can't hurt the boat like that.
That's crazy. So this is Captain Ron. I'm not joking. This is Captain Ron. His name is really
My
Ron.
hair's a little shorter than a big beard. But
So he's a little busy here, but we just wanted to introduce him. How long have you been captaining?
I've been captaining my own boat for about 35 years.
Wow.
And then I started running this boat here, and I've run this one and the other boat for about the last 10 years, off and on.
Okay.
So
you must like this boat that you keep coming back to
it's a
captain
nice
it.
boat. A lot nicer than mine was.
This thing makes it seem kind of
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Makes
It
it a lot
definitely
easier.
helps.
Oh yeah, you can see what's going on. You're not in here trying to guess what's going on out there.
You know how I
Yeah.
told you there's a lot of people jealous of you right now?
Oh yeah.
There's one right there. Look at his face. Look.
It's like flying
He
a
wants to
drone.
be you right now. Okay, great.
I'm gonna ask Ron later on and see if he lets me maneuver just
Yeah.
out
Sure.
in the air. I just want to see how she reacts.
So I want to introduce Mitch. All right, I have a confession to make. That is not her name. Her name is Michelle, and short is Mish. But the whole day, no one ever corrected me, so I kept calling this beautiful soul the wrong name. Mish, I'm so sorry. I do know your real name now. She is helping out today. She's running around busy, but I just want you guys to know when you see her, you know who she is. How long have you been with this boat?
I worked for Tim for 3 years.
Okay.
And I've just recently come back helping out temporarily.
Okay, awesome. What do you think of this boat?
Oh, it's great. I've been fortunate enough to be here from still quite the earlier stages of the build. So it's
All right.
been nice to kind of see her come together and to see what she is today.
Nice. Do you come from like a big yachting background? Like what?
I've been in yachting for the last 11 years.
Okay. What's the largest boat you worked on?
303 foot.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So this is like a smaller one.
It's a little smaller.
Yeah. This is a small boat for her. Nice.
But a nice boat still. It's got
Yeah.
a great homey feel to it. Throughout my whole career, it's been working on established boats. So now to be able to come and do the other side and see the boat building side, it's been very interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I've been able to learn a lot. So it's
Awesome.
great working with Tim.
Thank you for having us. We are so excited.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
So yeah, really interesting. We're here in San Diego. We got the military base and Navy base right here. Look at all these. That is actually a catamaran, that ship over there. Or trimaran. It's a trimaran.
Oh, it's a oh yeah, yeah, you're right. But you can't tell from the front though, you think?
We got a massive ship there. A whole bunch of warships here. And then we have 2 tugboats or pilot boats coming in and a container ship right there. What a day, huh?
Nuts.
Look at the tugboat.
So we went over some wake, which an owl boat would have been like...
Huge wake.
Yeah, pretty big wake. And this was like... I've never been on a cruise ship, but that I feel like the cruise ship would take some wake. Just like nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was at the bow looking at it, so I felt it. But if I was inside, I think I would have never felt it.
Look at this guy. Pretty big bow wake, right?
It kind of makes us feel small.
Feeling pretty small right now.
But feeling pretty high up here compared to him. Like, it doesn't feel like you feel in a smaller boat, like looking up at those cruise ships, being really scared.
That's
Still kind
true.
of
That's
like,
true.
yeah, that's fine. How are you?
Yeah.
Not like, oh boy, I hope he doesn't make a wrong move.
Is that a crane or something on the back?
Oh, here comes the wake. So check that out. Here it's coming right now, bigger one.
Nope.
Yeah, like nothing.
Nope.
Like nothing.
Nothing. All right.
Oh yeah, trimaran, look. You can see it from the front.
Oh, totally.
There are a bunch of them. What do those do?
I don't know. I've never been in the Navy.
They look really cool.
It looks like they're really fast.
How can we like get lost so we can hang out here for like a week? I have a feeling the pantry's stocked.
I wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't mind getting lost for a week right now.
Man, I know we did this too already, but this back deck. You know what I want to do here? I'll take that davit up, hang some truss on it, put some lights on it, put a DJ set up right up there, and have like 50 or 75 selected people up here dancing their ass off.
Not what I thought you were going with it, but sure. I'm in. Is this your go-go dancer boxes?
That's yeah.
Okay,
yes,
I got
yes,
it.
Yes.
You know, I understand.
Should we go into the interior and see how quiet it actually is?
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
go
that's-
into the staterooms and check it out. Same level. Is it the bridge?
So quiet. I mean, if you wouldn't know that we're moving, you wouldn't even feel it.
Look at the view from the master.
Ah, that's gorgeous.
You know what we didn't do last time we did this tour? We did not get into that shower.
Oh, let's do it.
For everybody who missed that,
May I have you step in there?
it's
I mean,
so beautiful, you guys. Just the size like of the marble, you could just see like the quality. You know, it's not just like thin layered marble, it's really solid.
and it's ceiling, walls to the floor.
And you have your little mini bathtub here.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, 3 to 4 person.
4 person, okay. There were some funny comments about this being all the way forward in the heavy seas. Being on this, I don't think you're gonna have any issues, honestly.
No. And also, like, you know, if you're in heavy seas during the day, you can use a day hat.
Yeah, and there's a day head right there, but I can't imagine. It's, you know.
Let's check out the...
The truth is, if you're on a different boat in heavy seas, no matter what stateroom you're in and what head you're on, you're gonna be bouncing around. So there's no way this is an
Let's
issue.
check out the lower deck.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see like how quiet it is?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I forgot how gorgeous these floors are.
Amazing.
I mean, it's so quiet. It's crazy. Just wow. So here are the other guest staterooms that we're on. It's super quiet.
Great. Oh, look at the water level. We're almost at water level. Our feet, everything is below water. Everything up from our hip is below water.
Wow. And here are our crew quarters. It's a little louder here, obviously, but come in. I want to see what it's like when we close the door. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
pretty quiet.
I've been in way louder crew quarters on the way. than
Way
this.
louder, and not even that close to the engine room. No,
Yeah,
that's pretty quiet.
Should we take one peek into the engine room?
Take 2 peeks.
2 peeks?
2 peeks.
You want one?
I need them. loud it's in there, it's extremely quiet here.
Amazing,
Extremely
right?
quiet.
Shall we see where Tim is?
Okay. Hello!
Hey,
So we've
Mike.
explored. We went to all the staterooms, checked out the noise level.
All right.
Yeah, we went
Which
to the
is
engine room.
pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to see like on the cats, like what speed are we doing, what are we burning right now? So it's kind of interesting. I think we're doing, what is it, 7, 8 knots or something?
7 or 8 knots, and we're just at an idle, really. Well, not an idle. We're up probably about 1,150 RPMs. Fuel consumption, I have to log it over a 24-hour period to really get a good estimate on what we're burning. But based on our other boat, we would draw at about 1,250 RPM. We were burning about 15 gallons an hour in this kind of weather.
Combined?
For everything, both engines and the generator, 15 gallons an hour, and that's documented.
On a 92 footer?
As we do that, yeah, no, exactly. 175 tons. It's,
Wow.
it's very, very rare.
Do you have a real, like a current fuel flow meter?
The engines have it, but they're not that accurate, so
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
prefer to do a 24-hour log.
Of
if
course
really
you
want to.
do.
Well, that way it's not it's not imaginary.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens a lot. There's a lot of estimates, but
Yeah.
when you are running the boat and you're doing a 2,000 or 3,000 mile run with it, you know exactly what it does.
You get a real average, yeah.
Yeah. Because what we do is every 24 hours when we're underway, we transfer fuel into the center tank, which is the day
The
tank.
day tank, yeah.
And that holds 1,800 gallons, and we plug it. And you can tell when it's plugged because the computer watches the pressure on it, and it'll spike
Yeah.
when you plug it.
Yeah.
So then you just do the fuel counter, and the fuel is being monitored as it's getting transferred in, so we know total consumption.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't separate it out. I just want to know what is everything burning. And this boat, basically, good weather, 15 gallons an hour. Foul weather, 20, could go up to 25, which for a boat like this is still very, very good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
well-
how we get our range.
So once you have to plow through the big waves, wind waves as well, then
A lot of
it goes
wind, a
up
lot of
little.
waves, it'll slow you down,
Yeah.
or the currents.
Do we have the stabilizers even on right now?
No, I won't even turn them on. That's just it. People don't understand the difference between a hard shine boat and a round bilge. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the round bilge rolls so easy. It'd be like having a bowl in the water. You know, it'll move easy, but you
Yeah,
put a
yeah.
tub in the water and it doesn't want to move. Is the
Yeah.
only way I can describe it.
Yeah, yeah.
This boat is inherently stable. 26 feet and 92 feet. It's it's a very, very wide for its length.
Yeah.
So it makes it very stable.
Which point would you even turn the stabilizers on?
When you're running in the trough, it's not because you need it, it's because you're just uncomfortable. I've only run into one time where I actually had to use the stabilizers, and that was off the coast of Florida.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
making that long run, coming back south, and it was just, it's like, hey, we've got it, why not? Stabilizers cost you fuel because they're doing work on the boat. And a lot of people claim, oh, well, it makes them more efficient. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you more efficient. It just makes you more comfortable.
Yeah.
So when we're doing long passages, typically it's crew on board. Most of the time the owners aren't on board. And so what we're doing then is we're going to run it at its maximum efficiency. So we
Yeah.
leave them off. And also I think crew is used to the motion of the boat. So
They don't
it
care.
doesn't bother the crew. As soon as you get some temperamental guest on board and it's like, yeah, turn those stabilizers on maximum, you know. I'm like, geez, we're just barely even moving, you know.
Well, it's also a little bit in people's head, I think. I feel like it makes that much of a difference when they're not used to it. They're just like, it does.
And surprisingly enough, this boat, one of its best performances is in following seas. It
Yeah.
just does not, it doesn't care. So when the swell's coming up on the stern just rises up and it's just a gentle rollover
Yeah.
like that.
And
You'll get a little bit of a boost of speed and it'll slow back down. And when we're bringing it from Seattle down, that's what we'll get. We'll get the quarter following seas, which is,
Fuel saving.
for a lot of boat, it's that can be really uncomfortable. We took this boat way late in the season up to Seattle, not this one, but the sister ship, and so we were pounding into the seas. And this thing, what's beautiful about it is with a big flared bow, it just hits those waves and it just throws the water off to the side.
So you don't get any
we don't
spray
even
over, huh?
seldom do we get water on the windows.
Yeah.
It's always
That's
off to the
amazing.
side.
Look how low to the water we feel here. It looks amazing. I think it's the size of the windows, the way that you have the windows as well, right? It feels like we're in one level, but we're obviously not.
We built this boat for the view.
Look at this view.
Even though the windows are big, they're dual pane windows, they're heavy.
Yeah.
Even on this level, those are 1/2-inch glass with a 1/4-inch space and then 1/4-inch glass on the inside. So they're very thermal efficient, but when you're traveling, it's just like,
you're there. You get to see it all.
People always buy a house based on what kind of view they have to outside, like right where the sink is, which I think is pretty funny because I have a dishwasher for that. But this would be a view to buy a house.
Right.
And you can change this view all the time. This is insane.
So is that your preferred travel speed, kind of?
We usually take it at around 1250 RPM.
Yeah.
Just a little bit faster than this, and yeah, that's what we like to do.
8.5, 9 knots or something like that?
Yeah, usually we're at 9 and sometimes 9.5 knots,
Okay.
depending on the weather. What's amazing is that when you slow the boat down, if you go from 9 to 8 knots, your fuel efficiencies, we did a test on the way down from Seattle, and we approached 1 gallon per hour, or 1 gallon per mile.
Yeah, yeah.
That is really good.
That's
for a
really
boat
good.
this size.
Yeah, that is
But you've got it
fantastic.
back all the way down to 8 knots, which for this boat is just a little more than an idle. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
when we get into really rough seas, a lot of times we'll have to pull one engine out of gear because we just have too much speed. The thing
Oh, wow.
idles at 6 knots.
Yeah.
Every computer on the boat, the information is shared. It's being broadcast on the network. So even your laptop in your room, everything has access to the information that's going on.
So like right now we're out. Like what do you see? What are you looking at when we're out? Can you show us?
Well, for me, as an engineer on the boat, basically, I'm interested in engine room systems. Port and starboard mains are here, so you can actually see what's going on with the engines here. So you can see.
You're saying like around 8 gallons
Yeah,
roughly.
but this is raw, and it's not accounting for the return line, so this is going to be high right now.
Yeah.
You've got all your machinery, you've got the alarm system built in, it's like the engine room's at 107 degrees.
Wow.
Bilges are here, even air conditioning, you're looking at the compressor cycling. Actually, there's only one compressor running right now, and it's running way down at 140 PSI, which they can go all the way up to 300, but that gives you an idea how efficient the AC is on this. We're using 4 compressors and 1 is operating the whole boat right now. Even the tankage on the boat is here, so you're looking at gray water, black water, you're looking at the freshwater tank, how much water we have, and then you go to the fuel system here. We even trend chart this because when I'm transferring fuel, I like to see one going down and one going up, and then it verifies for me that the valves are set correctly and I'm transferring the way I want to.
So where's the day tank?
The day tank is the center of fuel right here,
center fuel
and we're
tank.
running it. The boat is very light right now. We only have about 2,000 out of 7,000 on board, so our stern's a little bit high, and this would be less stable than the boat would ever be. In other words, as we load it with more fuel, it starts to squat down in the back, and it becomes even more solid like a rock.
And your day tank, like, do you know if you
We
have
call
what
it a
the
day
capacity
tank.
is?
The center fuel tank.
The center fuel tank.
Yes, that one is an 1,800 gallon tank,
Oh, that's
and
a
the
large
only
tank.
way you can fill it is by transferring through the fuel polishing system into it. So we fill basically the 2 wing tanks, port and starboard wing
Got
tanks,
it.
and then we transfer into this one.
So
that
you
way
cannot
we
direct
always
fuel
know
it.
there's no water, there's nothing in the fuel that would foul you up. So
And then the forward fuel tank right now shows
it's empty.
Got
Yeah,
it.
we leave that one empty because we're so light on fuel in the sterns. And then we're also water pump features. We're looking at the actual water tank and the water pressure that's going on. It shows us everything that's happening on the boat. That's what I love about it. A lot of times we'll have this one on the screen, and at a glance you can see where everything's at and what's going on. So that's what it's all about.
Great.
So you know when we did the engine room tour, remember our long engine room tour we did, very
Yeah.
detailed, and we were all going like, yeah, we'll just put the thing like people want to skip, and we got all the comments were like, why would
Yeah.
we skip this? that was
So now
almost better than the rest.
We did it properly, yeah. It's amazing how little of a wake this boat is actually producing.
The reason it doesn't make a wake is because we bring our stern so high out of the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what does it. Most of the power boats, it's very common to leave your stern down in the water. And when you do that, then you start pulling this water behind
Yep.
you, and that's what creates the waves that they're seeing. But
Does that slow you down?
yes, it slows
does,
you down.
right? Okay.
In fact, the stern of the boat is actually more difficult to overcome pulling water than it is pushing water. So this bow, it won't push water, this stern doesn't pull water, and that's how we get the 15 gallons an hour for the total consumption on the
Amazing.
boat. So it has
I'm
to do with
gonna
the design.
film this quick.
Oh yeah, good.
Go for it.
You guys enjoy. Yeah, this is amazing. There's literally no wake at all. And again, guys, 92-foot steel hull build. By the way, there's a stern anchor ready to go. And we're not pulling any wake at all. Anyone wants to play the lottery for me? By the way, here's our engine room air intake. It's getting blown out on the port side. Little glimpse of San Diego. What a gorgeous day.
I have a question for you guys. So, if wow, this is a good seat.
It's comfortable. Your question.
How can we get lost?
sleep in this thing.
So we can like just can we get lost in San Diego Bay for like I don't know
So we just go
5
straight to
days?
Mexico.
Good idea.
I like that. So question for you. If this boat is fueled up to the top, loaded up, and we go somewhere just completely off grid, how long technically can we be out? Just completely self-reliant out there.
You mean as far as just drop anchor and stay there?
Let's say
Hour?
we're cruising like Alaska somewhere, which is remote and we can't get fuel. This is hypothetical, but I'm just like, dreaming.
Right.
Let's say we are underway for 2 hours at a time. Every couple of days, we'll move anchor, we stay. What do you think?
I think if you're not moving far, you could do that easily for a month, maybe 2 months, something like that.
Provision-wise, like storage-wise?
Depends how many guests you got on board as well. But I mean, you can always use, this boat's got so much storage space. So
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
The pantry is like, it's like everyone's dream.
Yeah.
Well, it really helps if you're in Alaska too, because now you're fishing, you're
Exactly.
crabbing,
That's true.
Yeah.
you've got all the natural resources coming in.
Just-
You could easily do an entire summer if you really could control your food and the type of foods that you have on board. Do more frozen, there's different
exactly.
ways of doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rely
especially
on
if you're
the fish
fishing,
and
yeah.
the crab and all that stuff.
Can you guys
So, yeah.
imagine?
I got a credit card on me, just go.
Let's go.
I was going to say we should put it to the test.
I mean, that's insane. Just to be able to do that is just absolutely insane. I always said, like, I've never really wanted to cruise the world. Like, that's not one of my goals. Like, both of us, like, we enjoy being out in water, but just like cruising the world is not something we dream together about until we did the tour of this boat. And I was like, I could totally see myself cruising the world. Like, I just would feel comfortable, going on something like this anywhere. Like, that's amazing.
Well, let me give you an actual example. We took the boat, was probably 90% full of fuel, and we left Fort Lauderdale and we went to Maine. We didn't put fuel on board. We did our entire season, the entire summer was in Maine. And we didn't fuel up until the end of the summer when we were getting ready to go back to Fort Lauderdale.
Wow,
So
amazing.
not once were we ever feeling like we even needed to. We had a half a load of fuel when we got up there. Local cruising doesn't take a lot of fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was all about food, basically. It's all about provisioning. As long as you can provision the boat,
Yeah,
you're good.
exactly. Oh, that's amazing. Awesome.
So if you wanted to take control on your regular throttles, you just take slow.
Yeah,
Take.
and then it goes
and
to
then-
that throttle and you can
Yeah.
use it. And then you've got steering here for left and right rudder. That'll even it. That'll work right now all the time. And then you got left and right rudder here.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to maneuver it and do everything with this. I just like sit right here. I don't have to bend over and do it. I just sit here and do it.
So yeah, the wind is pushing us a little over, right?
Yeah. I've got a little bit of rudder on it too. There it goes. I give it just a little bit to
Yeah, I
counteract
saw
the
it.
wind.
I saw it right
Yeah.
there.
Just counteract the wind a little bit and keep it gear. Your engines are both running the same speed. You don't have any drift. It'll
Yep.
stay pretty close on course.
Rico, you ready?
Always.
Born ready.
Always.
Ready, yeah.
Sitting next to Ron.
You're up.
You're up.
Oh yeah.
That's a
It's
lot
like
better.
the chest is coming out right away. I want to do delivery with this boat.
Tell us what you're doing so we kind of have an idea of what the heck you're doing.
Literally just moving the rudder a little bit, couple degrees
Yeah,
starboard,
don't pick
couple
it up.
degrees port.
How does it react?
Really well. I wouldn't actually expect this big of a boat to react to that little of a rudder movement, and pretty much immediately. Yeah, this is comfortable. I gotta say. Oh, I know why you guys have this.
Yeah.
Past this buoy here,
Yep.
and then
Turn around.
make a 180 if that's
Yeah.
okay with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so quiet too. It's so comfortable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't fall asleep on a watch
No
here. I
vibration.
feel like
Yeah,
I just
that's
fall
the-
asleep on a watch. Maybe a little. Tim is laughing at me.
I mean,
A watch here, I would fall asleep. It's
On the-
it's so like just calm.
on the
Nothing happening.
last transfer I did, I literally put an alarm on my phone for every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There was a couple of shifts that were like, they were a little on the tougher side.
Yeah.
Just turned the rudder all the way to port.
Right.
Just kept the starboard engine in forward and went with the port engine in reverse.
It's like turning on the spot.
It's turning really, and we're turning into the, so we still had the windage pushing us a
Right.
little bit to starboard, which now should flip around and should even get a little tighter of a turning radius right now.
You should be comfortable when you're sitting in a $10,000 seat.
It's that much? Well, since you said it, it feels even more comfortable right now. No, she's very,
Responsive?
yeah, very solid, very responsive. And you have the throttle controls here too, so not just gear in, gear out. Yeah, I think our next boat needs to have a
That?
proper controller. And I want it wired in. I don't want the wireless
Is this
ones.
going on a NBBL list? Mm-hmm. New boat build list? You look legit, Rico.
Yeah.
Suits you well.
I do like it. I said we need a bigger boat.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. Ron is not very comfortable without having the
He
wheel.
doesn't know what to do with his
Yeah,
hands right now.
I can tell. He's like,
What am I doing?
I don't, it doesn't feel right to sit in that chair.
Right.
He needs his game controller
He does,
back.
yeah. So some of the unique things that you mentioned last time, we just didn't have, I mean, our video was already so long, didn't have that much time. The anchoring system, you said that that's pretty unique.
The boat has what we used in the commercial industry, which is a drum winch, and we keep all of our chain and our tackle on the main deck, and we don't have an actual chain locker on the boat. So it doesn't foul, and it's neat because people don't get hurt with the system. The commercial boats use it. A single person can drop the anchor on this boat and pull the anchor as well, although it's easier with two people when you're pulling it because you're usually trying to rinse the tackle off.
Right.
But it's just one of the features of the boat that makes it easy to use and very straightforward. The other thing is with our system is that you layer your chain. So you can start with a very heavy chain, and then you come, like we start off with 7/8, and then we drop down to 1/2 inch, and then we go to cable after that. So our scope is enormous. We can let out about 700 feet. And it's important because in really,
Let it sink in. What? Okay.
Yes. We have 90 feet of 7/8 chain, 300 feet of 1/2 inch high tensile chain, and then we go down to 300 feet of 5/8 galvanized cable. Wow. And when you're in really strong winds and you've got a 175-ton boat pulling on it, you're going to drag anchor if you don't have something holding that down. You want to keep that anchor pinned down and then pulling on it.
You have the weight. Yeah, exactly.
So that's what makes it easy to operate, but also can handle the heavy weather if you get into it.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like we need to go and test that out in order to really appreciate the system.
Yeah, you're going to have to go out on a trip with us and watch us drop anchor. I mean,
whoever buys this boat and they want just, some really fun people to do the transfer, we're in.
all right.
I was
We're not gonna
thinking
charge
exactly
anything.
the same thing. Like I'll come along for
we're in.
delivery.
Take
no
us.
problem.
You've got the boat that just sold is getting ready to do some Bahamas run.
Oh,
That would be a fun one, wouldn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just bought a big diesel tender for the boat, which is really nice. And
Nice.
he's got the biggest jet skis I've ever seen. They're like 10 feet long, 4 feet wide. They're
Wow,
monsters,
nice.
I'm like, what do you need that for? He says, so you can fish off them. I didn't know you fished
But
off
he's got
of
the
them.
space too. Like you have so much space here. Like there's not really like with tenders, right? You have every time like on most of the yachts, you're like, okay, what kind of tender can I put on this?
You always have limits.
There's no limit.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, looking at this back deck here, like, what do you think is the largest lengthwise tender you can fit on the back deck?
This one has 3 more feet extension of overhang over the back, so I think you could easily put a 25-footer on
Wow.
this boat. Yeah.
I asked if this would take a helicopter, and he said he would just build out a helipad. It's no problem at all.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Helicopters are no problem. Back when we were working for the Navy, we did a lot of helicopter pads for the Navy when we were doing work for Pacific Missile Range. Of course, I was telling her that Bill Gates bought one of my catamarans that I built and put a helo platform on that and leaves that in Lake Union so that he can land his own personal helo on that.
Nice.
So,
I mean, why wouldn't you if you can?
I got a question. We got the spa over there, the jacuzzi on the Flybridge deck. Do you have enough water to fill it when you're at the anchorage? And do you drain it all the way if you move spots, if the sea is not too heavy?
That is a very good question. We had intended to always travel with it empty. In actual operation on our last vessel, I found out that we didn't have to. We would literally just drop it down about a foot from the top and strap it down so the wind wouldn't take the cover off, and then operate it like that. I have emptied it before and filled it with boat water, so we do carry enough water to do that. One of the trips I made up the coast of California, we stopped up near Monterey, and I just wanted a hot tub that night, so I took the boat water, filled it up. And the neat thing about this tub is that even if it's empty, we have a on-demand hot water heater that's, I fill it and you get in it when you're done. So,
oh, wow.
In fact, you got to be careful. It would be too hot if you're not careful. So
Wow.
now we regulate the temperature a little bit closer. When we were in the San Juans, we would leave it full and actually use it when we were underway. I mean, there's no reason like here in the Bay a person couldn't be using the hot tub. That's just not a problem.
You're a tease.
So
Seriously, a tease.
now, like the even more important question, is the yacht controller working in the hot tub?
I'm pretty sure for the right owner, this could be done. It's a really long cable.
Yeah.
It was a really long cable.
Just a little iPad where you have a repeater with
Yeah,
all your
yeah, yeah.
navigation aids on there, and then the yacht controller, good to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
The stern anchor is hydraulic as well? Or
Yeah,
is
we
it
have a
electric?
bow anchor winch and a stern anchor winch. It's all hydraulic.
Yeah.
They're both the same size, actually, and you can carry the same amount. The stern anchor winch is unique. You don't see that on many boats. But what happens on a high-profile boat when there's heavy winds is they fishtail. They basically will pull in one direction and they'll bounce, and then they'll just keep doing this back and forth, back and forth. So what we did is we installed the stern anchor winch, and all you do is you wait for it to make a swing, and you just drop it, leave an extra 10 feet down, and then all of a sudden it locks the stern in, so then it just sets. You never move. And I love that because you know, when you're crew on a boat, you're aware of movements. You're always worried that you're dragging anchor because the scenery is constantly changing.
Yep.
So people relax more when you actually are just sitting still. It's a little thing, but it really makes a big difference in the operational side.
And also I wanted to ask you, people always ask how many crew would take to, you know, to operate
Now
this
that's
boat?
a question I get a lot.
Yeah.
You know, is how big of a crew do I have to have?
Yep.
And typically depends on how much pampering that the owner wants. Really.
Yeah, so let's just take that completely out of the question. Like in terms of like, would you say Rico and I could run this by ourselves, or would we need a third person?
A third person.
So 3 people would be ideal.
We handle this boat like Ron,
Yep,
Mish,
yep,
and I are
yep.
handling the boat today. We do that all the time. Even when there's people on board, a 3-man crew works out really well.
Okay.
A lot of times the owner or his guest sometimes will do a lot of the cooking.
Yeah.
But I'll be doing engineering, Skipper will be running the boat,
Yep.
and then you'll have, you know, either one deckhand or something like
stewardess,
that,
yeah.
or Stu that
Right.
takes care of changing towels and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
3 is, I think, probably the minimum. You're going to really overload it if it's just, you know, 2 people on board.
A couple with a captain,
Yeah.
if they're hands-on, would
Yeah.
totally be okay.
Right.
They want like their privacy, they don't need a stew, they don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
Okay.
And a lot of it has to do with docking and being able to handle the lines
Exactly,
when you're
yeah,
coming in.
exactly.
So that's where 2 just can't do it.
Right.
You need that extra set
Yeah,
of
I
hands.
watched you guys and I was like, yeah, I think 3 would be quite perfect.
Have you ever calculated what the interior square footage and exterior square footage of this boat might
If I'm
be?
not mistaken, we have about 2,200 square feet of interior space on this boat.
Just interior.
Just
It's just
interior,
space.
Plus the exterior.
which is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
insane.
So, it's big. This
Yeah.
is a big boat. A lot of people ask me why we finish the outside of the boat the way we do. You notice that we don't have those high gloss varnish handrails on the side of the boat. Very little wood, basically just the teak steps that are coming up the stairs. That's all we have. Even on our decks, this is actually an all grip, non-skid painted surface. The explanation for that is maintenance. It all has to do with maintenance. If you really want to enjoy your boat, you don't want to be working on it all the time. If we had teak decks down here, we would be looking every 2 years of sanding those decks completely down and recalking them every 2 years. And even at that, I've seen some boats after 5 to 10 years are replacing those teak decks. This boat, for example, we looked at the option of using teak decking, and that would have cost us $225,000 to put teak decking down
everywhere.
everywhere. And that creates then your 2-year maintenance program of keeping that teak deck up,
The weight of it is an issue as well, because now you're adding all that weight to the top side of the boat, which affects the stability and the roll of the boat. So we opted out and we went with this style of non-skid because it's also repairable. So this has to do with maintenance. It's like if you do damage the deck in one spot, you'll notice that we sectioned each of these off with little perimeters. And the reason for that is because it's a paint spot for you to paint to. This is like cool decking on a pool.
It's very true.
It's got a micro balloon filler in it that gives it the non-skid.
Yeah.
And so when you're walking on it, the areas with the non-skid are nice and cool.
It's
when you
never
walk on
hot.
it. Never hot.
It's so true. This is never hot. Teak gets really hot as well.
People don't look at it this way too. It's like if your deck is hot, now you're relying on the insulation in the hull to not bring that heat through and into the interior of the boat. So for us, we basically try to keep the deck cool. It's easier to walk on, but then that affects your air conditioning load on the inside of the boat as well. So
that's a really
all of
good
that
point.
adds up. The other thing is headliners. You get on a lot of really fancy boats, and their headliners are a lot of times they're soft, canvas, or
And then they're
whatever.
like hanging down
Yes.
6 months later, and just we see it all the time.
What you're looking at here is solid aluminum
Yep.
on the headliner. Down below, it's stainless steel. It's all welded in, it's faired, it's painted. And the thing about doing that is the paint on these boats is easily going to go over 10 years of life on the paint of the boat. These headliners will never crack, they'll never wear out, they'll never, discolor or change in any way. So what you see is what you get. A guy washes the boat, it looks like brand new again
Exactly.
on the outside. The thing that gets people is, they don't realize this, is that a fiberglass boat, your propeller is the lowest point on the boat. And so when you run across a rock, the first thing that goes is one of the blades on the prop. Whereas with this one, that's not true. We have a keel that comes down, and they call it the skeg, which goes under the propeller. And I can literally pick up the entire boat from that skeg. Your rudders are not free floating. They're pinned on the bottom. They call that the pintle bearing. So it makes your rudders stronger and your propellers are protected. It's very difficult on a boat like this for even a log to get into that cavity. A normal fiberglass boat where everything is exposed, you drive it across a log, it'll run along the bottom until it hits the props and then take both of your props off. Where on these, it'll come forward, come under the boat, it'll bounce off of the pods and push it away is what it'll do. The whole propulsion on this boat is what a commercial guy would be expecting to go fishing up in the Bering Sea with, because that's what I used to do. I used to build fishing boats, and this is the way they want them, so that if they run into a log, hit a rock or whatever, it's like no big deal, Fix that little bit of paint next time we haul it, but let's finish our season off and go fishing.
Now you don't want it to ruin your season.
That's what the bottom side of this is all about. The keel under the center of this boat is so strong that I can literally take a jack. I say this because I've done it.
Don't try it at home.
Exactly. I can take a jack and put it anywhere under the boat and lift the entire boat off of, a single jack point.
Wow.
And if you do that to a fiberglass boat, you'll just break it.
Yep.
And so the construction of the steel boat versus the fiberglass boat is there's no comparison. If you really want to go long and hard and be in the middle of nowhere and have your family on board, you want to think about what happens if something goes wrong and how do I get myself out of that. Last thing you want to do is find you and your family sitting in the life raft.
Oh, absolutely. Rico,
Yeah.
I feel like most of the people like me right now are thinking, thank God I don't have this job right now, and you are thinking, I wish I had
I
this
would
job.
have that job right now.
Yeah, you're weirdo.
You got like 4 feet on the stern, 2 feet on the stern. All right, trim is off.
All right, you guys, we did not want to end this video with us at the dock. We wanted to leave you with this, so you can dream with us. We're still on the way. We hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much, Tim. This
You're
has
very
been
welcome.
amazing.
Glad to join you.
You guys, thank you so much as always for your likes, subscribe, comments. Double thank you to everybody who is leaving us 2 or 3 comments. You guys are awesome. If you guys are interested in joining us on the yacht tour, we're giving away a chance to join us on one of our yacht tours on the Patreon page.
Do we even have any outtakes? We're so
Probably.
serious the whole time.
Probably. There's got to be something. There's always outtakes with us. But we did have a hydraulic situation.
We were running an 88 Pershing, and we had a guy on board who had a couple of drinks too many, and he was trying to show her how to untie from the mooring bow on Catalina. And instead of just showing her, he untied the bow.
Not that I needed to be shown, but he was so drunk.
But we didn't have engines running, nothing. I was actually uncovering the windshield at the time when he untied the bow.
And I literally was like, we'll lose.
And,
he looks at me,
and she's like, we'll lose.
What?
I was like, you're kidding, right? And she's like, no, we'll lose.
He's on top of the windshield
MTU,
like this.
I mean, I don't know if you run a boat with MTUs, but the older MTUs, they take about 30 seconds until the computers boot up that you can actually start the engines, and with that, have hydraulic power.
And you're drifting right now.
And I'm doing this.
And it's really windy.
And there's boats next to me.
Really windy. And there's on one side we have
sweating.
that submarine thing, you know, that tourist submarine. And another side is we have some other lower boat. And I'm just like, all I could do is I'm grabbing a biggest fender we got, just getting ready for it. And by the time it booted up and everything, I mean, I've never seen him. He doesn't panic. He's a paramedic, so he doesn't panic. And I could tell there was a panic in his eyes. And I'm just standing there like this, and maybe a foot and a half away from hitting I think it was the small boat, right, on one side?
No, it was that half submarine, that little glass bottom
And that's
boat.
not something you want to run into
No,
either.
no, really.
I mean, it'll leave a lot of scratches on your boat.
No. And I'm just like bracing myself, that I could also hold it with, because it's so windy.
That was an adrenaline
Well, I know this guy was drunk, but what was he thinking?
He was like, this is how you do it. I was like, yeah, it's good. I got it. Thank you. He's like, no, then show it. And I'm like, okay, I got it. And then he just
Turn it loose.
He just let go of the line and just went, like, it was just, and besides, I'm trying to get the line as fast as possible in. It's a long line.
Yeah.
While I know he's like, it was just crazy. It was.
All right.
Oh my.
Anyways,
anyway,
so I appreciate this very much.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
because that would have not happened.
Wait.
I mean, you want to just scratch on the air condition
Okay.
Scratch.
Do you want to do anything in the lazarette?
and the lazarette,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then
Do you want to be in this at all? Do you want me to film you a little?
No, I'm
No.
in.
Okay. All right. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. It's weird. Look, it's not. It's nothing.
Just do this.
No, it's not.
No, it's not doing anything.
It's not doing anything. Of ALLSEAS 90, we'll have all of that. Let me redo that. I hate it. Okay, one more time. Let's do it one more time because that just came on and. Damn it! Perfect. Oh,
The other way.
There, and then pin it. There
Yep.
you go.
perfect.
Yeah, I forget.
I know, and it's another thing that we naturally do. We feel like we have to be closer to the camera to talk. Okay, I let you open it, and then you go. Well, the shoes are in there now. It's not working.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. Yeah.
Not a problem.
We'll just be like, "Where's the master?" Oh, wait a minute.
I'll get that. You can leave it.
Wait. No, I want to
I got it.
learn. I
You
want
want
to
to
learn.
know? You want to learn? Okay, pull hard.
Oh, so you just pull it.
Yeah, so
Got it.
pull it back on the springs
pull
to the
this.
side
Got
and
it.
then swing
Okay.
it.
But the only thing I need to get is a new drone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one, but I think we need a new one.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
What?
You just turned on the toilet.
They know
Oh, it
you're
sends-
here.
it sends-
Yeah,
They do.
it just.
They're a little bit spooky, the new ones are, because
That was amazing. He was just like, hello.
they sense that you are here and they spray. And,
Yeah. That's what it just
they
did.
prepare it for you.
Prepared it for
They're
me.
also, it's heating the toilet seat right now. It knows you're here. Doesn't want you to sit on a cold toilet seat.
Those Japanese toilets are amazing. Oh, look at the dog.
Yeah. Good morning. Fish jumping there.
Every time we tell people about the boat, we're like, it's like this blue, and then they go,
hard
oh,
to describe.
blue. And then we show it to them, they go, oh, that's a nice blue. I'm
Yeah.
like, how long did it take
Nope.
you to pick the color?
Actually,
that
it was
shade.
the first 92 footer I
Yeah.
built. Oh, look at the fish jumping
wow.
today.
Jumping.
I'm sorry, it got distracted.
Yeah. Rico was, wow, there's a big fish there.
That's big fish.
Yeah, they're after bait in the water.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
For everybody who has been saying there's no vent or hood in this galley.
All right, it's just like magic.
It's a downdraft, folks. There you go.
There it is. Nice and powerful.
It works well. We have 2 boats with these on. It works really well.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Oh wait, Tim's coming in. Come in. I'm gonna introduce Mitch because she might be in the video. You want to be in the video with us? Okay.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, you just want me to
I
pass
just
through?
wanted, yeah,
No,
just
no,
go ahead.
you
Yeah,
can do your thing.
yeah. Move along. No.
Move along. I get it.
Cool. Okay, that works. At least people see you, they know who you are.
Yes.
They're like, who's that over there?
Weird lurker.
Who is the good-looking girl running around nobody introduced? So that doesn't really make sense.
It's directional. It's fine.
I know. It's just gonna be really far sound for us.
No, it's good. Trust me.
Oh, because you do the editing. That's right. I should trust you on sound.
All right, what's your question?
Okay.
It's a dance floor right there. Behind the hot tub, you set up the DJ equipment
Yeah,
right
he's
there,
got it
so
all
you have the
figured
nice
out.
viewing point.
Why wouldn't you just have it in the hot tub? The
No.
deck's right in front. You in the hot tub.
No, that would be. No, I wouldn't. That would be going a little too far.
How we doing, sir?
Fine.
Will you run over anybody while I was gone?
Didn't run over.
If he did, he didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Didn't hear any dong.
We're
The,
sure
the
they
keel
can.
just pushed it out of the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a docking.
Yep.
So okay, fine. We'll do it again. Good camera work. Good practice.
Go ahead. Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, these guys are ready to take off, huh? Sorry. Yeah. And the lines are all ready too.
You want a permanent job on board?
No.
Trying to take my job.
You can keep it.
No,
I
he just got
appreciate your
to
help.
he just got to drive for a little bit. So
I know.
no, he wants this job.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh, I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like driving big boats.
Yeah.
I like the challenge.
Oh yeah,
Ask Mitch what's the largest boat she's worked on.
Yeah, what's the largest boat you have worked on?
Just over 300 feet.
Holy moly. Nobody dropped the trailer in for us yet to haul us out.
Here, Rico. You want to try to put her somewhere else?
Come here, girlie.
Save the bees.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, it's probably better then.
She just needs some sunshine, I think. I mean, with the forward on deck bow, forward on deck master, we're working on something. Can't just talk about it yet. We got to involve Tim in some of the decision making.
100%. Tim was on my list as well.
No,
Give it back.
Think, yeah, I'm gonna give it back
Give
to
it
Ron.
back.
Okay.
Give it back.
I'm gonna give it.
Take it away, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.